Welcome to Another News. I'm Lauren Weldon.
And I'm Matt Margolis, and we make up Margolis Weldon. We are an estate planning and elder law firm. And if you're listening or watching this, you know that we do these interviews and we put them on our quarterly newsletter. And normally we have somebody who's not in our firm that we're interviewing. Maybe it's a realtor or another attorney or somebody who races cars. But today we thought it'd be fun to open it up to Natalie and Mike, who are two employees. We are a very small firm. And we thought it'd be nice for everybody that's watching to get to know them a little bit, and we're going to ask them some fun questions. So
here we go. So today we're talking with Natalie Geist and Mike Sapaniak. Natalie is our Medicaid coordinator and marketing liaison. She grew up in Cary, Illinois, and went to Cary Grove High School. She graduated from Colorado State with an equine science and business administration degree. After college, she worked as an assistant manager and event coordinator for a restaurant in Denver. In 2020, Natalie moved back to Illinois, and in February 2021, she started working at Margolis Weldon. This is where it became clear to Natalie that helping seniors and their families was her calling. At Margolis Weldon, Natalie serves as the Medicaid coordinator and marketing liaison. Her goal is to give families peace of mind by helping them through the Medicaid process start to finish. Michael joined our firm in 2022. He grew up in both Carroll Stream and Lake Zurich. He received his undergraduate degree from the University of Illinois at Chicago and received his litigation practice certificate in paralegal studies from Loyola, where he graduated with honors. Mike fell in love with the law while working for his last firm in the city. He lives in Park Ridge with his wife, 3 kids, and dog. When he's not working, he enjoys spending time with his family, cooking, watching football, and hanging out with friends.
And we love them. So let's jump into the first question, which will actually be probably the most serious question out of all of them. So we'll start off with the boring one, and from there it'll get a little more fun. I'll start with Natalie because we just talked a lot about Mike there. Natalie, what are the most challenging and or rewarding aspects of your job here with us?
So some of the most rewarding aspects of my job is I really enjoy getting to meet with families, getting to know their clients, and most importantly, Medicaid is not an easy process whatsoever, and helping support those families through that process and giving them that peace of mind, also taking away that stress of them having to deal with the state of Illinois and allowing them to focus more on their loved one. That is one of my favorite parts. And then one of the more challenging parts can sometimes be getting a hold of the state of Illinois.
Yep, fair enough. Well, that's awesome. Mike, how about you?
Some of the same things as Natalie. I enjoy meeting the clients. Especially since I get to talk to them when they first call the law firm. So it's always nice to place a name with a face. So I really enjoy that part. I don't really find too many things challenging. I really enjoy it. So it's never hard. So if you enjoy what you're doing, it's never hard.
Well, good.
Good.
I agree.
All right. Natalie, what's your favorite vacation? It could be a vacation you went on one time. It could be a favorite vacation spot. Floor is yours.
My family is really lucky. We've had a house in northern Minnesota for many generations. So I'm not going to say exactly where it is because more people are starting to head up there to northern Minnesota. So I kind of want to keep it a secret, but it's just a great place, kind of get to unplug for an entire week, spend a week on a lake.
Mike, what about you?
My favorite vacation was getting to go to Ireland. I went several years ago when my son was just 2. It was just my wife and my son at the time, and we got to meet my father-in-law's family, and it was really interesting watching my son and one of his distant cousins sitting next to each other because they acted almost identical, like the same mannerisms and the same facial looks. It was eerie. For some people are so far apart, but it was a lot of fun.
That's very cool.
Yeah, really cool. All right, Mike, I'm going to stick with you here. Favorite concert you've ever been to?
I'm going to date myself with this one, but it's Summer Sanitarium in the 2000s with Metallica. I actually was working one of the lemonade stands at the concert. It was Limp Bizkit, Linkin Park, and Metallica. So I mean, it was great. We got to listen to all the music, and then I was one of the closest booths to the stage. So all the lemons that are getting thrown at Limp Bizkit were probably sold by me. So I thought that was pretty cool.
Nice.
I love it. I love it. I've seen Limp Bizkit and Linkin Park as well. I haven't seen Metallica. Natalie, how about you?
So my favorite concert I ever went to was in 2014, was Widespread Panic at Red Rocks out in Colorado. So I was very lucky living in Colorado. I got to go to a bunch of concerts out there, but Widespread Panic, it was just a amazing performance. And then you can't beat the view of Red Rocks and seeing a concert.
Very
Yeah, I've
cool.
heard great things. That's awesome.
All right, Mike, we'll switch it up. What is your proudest accomplishment?
My proudest accomplishment was getting my paralegal degree. I got it during the pandemic. So at that time my wife was a teacher and working like insane hours because she had to basically rewrite all of her lesson plans. So I was basically taking care of the house, making sure as my son's one-on-one aide and making sure the kids stayed in their seats for kindergarten, preschool on Zoom, which was very hard. Because I kept on having to get up and putting them back in their seats after they ran away. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. I got to meet some really interesting people while I was doing it. So really enjoyed it. And that was really, it's an accomplishment I was like trying to do for a long time. So I'm really glad I was able to do it.
Good.
It's awesome.
Natalie, what about you?
My proudest accomplishment would have to be, so I spend a lot of my free time riding horses. So back in 2012, it was very hard for me to horse show and stuff, but I pretty much would work any possible job that I could to make it possible for me to horse show. And in the end, I ended up qualifying for nationals with my horse and placing 10th.
That's a
And
huge accomplishment. Yeah, yeah, very cool.
That's awesome. I love both of those. So my wife does not like my favorite board game, but I'm interested to know what your favorite board game is, Natalie.
my favorite board game is actually the Game of Life. I don't know why, but I have always loved that game growing up, and I still will play it to this day.
It's a good one. That's a good one.
I haven't played that in forever.
Yeah, right.
Mike, how about you?
Put a lot of thought in this, but Axis and Allies is probably one of my favorite board games. And the best way to describe it is like Risk on steroids. So basically, you're either like the Allies through World War II or the Nazis, and you have this world domination. So you get like tanks and planes and submarines. It's a basically like Risk on steroids.
So is it a really long game?
It can be forever. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, my favorite board game is Monopoly. That's why it's my wife's least favorite game in the world.
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you
So
have
Every time the
more-
kids pull that one out, I'm always like, "Oh, can we play something else? Candyland. That'll be done in 10 minutes." Not Monopoly.
So I haven't played it in 11 years. All right. Let's see. Mike,
All right,
let's
it's my turn. It's my turn.
Uh,
Name 2 things on your bucket list, Mike.
My bucket list is mostly traveling. So I'd love to go to Egypt and see the pyramids, and I would love to go to Italy and see Rome and the Vatican.
Very cool.
Awesome.
Natalie, what about you?
So, first one on my bucket list, since I am German, I would love to go to Germany at some point and explore Germany. And then the second one would be qualifying for a national championship with my newer horse, Sinatra, that I got in 2020.
Nice.
Awesome.
Nice.
All right. I feel like this is a fun one. Maybe Lauren and I can jump in on this one too. I think this is an interesting question. Make and model of your first car, Mike.
89 Ford Taurus. I was a senior in high school, and my parents were sick and tired of driving me and my sister to work, so they gave me a car so I could drive everyone to school and work. So yeah, and then when I had in college, so we used to pile like everyone into the dorms and drive to like the nearest restaurant for dinner.
Yeah.
So
Cool.
it was a fun car.
Yeah.
Natalie, how about you?
My first car was a plum-colored 1993 Mazda 626. and it was my grandmother's car, and she ended up giving it to me because that's when her health started declining, so I would drive her to her doctor's appointments. I also got it though because growing up, she would bring me to the ponds in our neighborhood, and one day I decided to thought it was a great idea to bring frogs home with us, and the frogs got loose in the car. So I had to end up ripping out the plastic in the dash to get the frogs out so they wouldn't pass away in the car. So that was my first car.
Nice.
Hey, Lauren, how about you?
I had a plum colored Mitsubishi Eclipse. So it was a long time ago. I got that car when I was 16, and I absolutely, to this day, I'd probably say it's my favorite car. It was fun to drive. Sucked in the snow, but it was a lot of fun.
So I'm gonna beat you guys with having the oldest first car, 1986 Toyota Cressida. Natalie's probably too young to ever even know that model of car. Mike may remember that model. I don't think Lauren even recalled it when I brought it up last time, but yeah, that was my first one. And it was my dad's, and it had like a built-in car phone, like an old school car phone you'd actually like pick up. It had a cord on it. Yeah, crazy.
I could see you rocking that. Yeah.
It was amazing. But like your car, Lauren, it was terrible in the snow. It was rear wheel drive. Just fishtailed around everywhere.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh well, it's fun in the summer.
That's right.
All right, guys, last question. What is one of your favorite TV shows, past or present? Natalie, you first.
This one is probably pretty obvious for me, but Yellowstone currently, because of all the horses, the Wild West, and it's just an amazing show. I'm absolutely addicted to it.
Mike, what about you?
Doctor Who, I think the new Doctor Who from Eccleston on is probably one of my favorites. I could watch them over and over again and still enjoy watching it.
Awesome. Well, guys, that's it. That's all we have. Although I really like this. Maybe I'll have to like spring some crazy questions on you guys in the office starting next week. Some interesting answers. I loved it. I hope everybody watching it enjoyed getting to know Mike and Natalie a little bit more. I sure did. And we look forward to seeing you guys next time for some more news. Bye.
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 Bye.